see Ms. Sharonda Starr and Mr. Calvin.
We're here.
Mr. Calvin?
Here.
There you go. Okay. All right. If both of you can raise your right hand. All right. Y'all swear affirm the testimony about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes.
Go ahead, Ms. Cusick.
Your Honor, this case is also an adjudication of arrears. The non-custodial parent did not appear for the in-office settlement, and the custodial parent did appear for that settlement back in January. If I could please have the agent give us our numbers.
Yes, the CP's affidavit indicated $45,207.87 as of May 3rd, 2022. We brought the number forward. The arrears as of January 31st, 2023 is $48,090.37. The current payment is $450. In the repay, we're asking for $90 to start March 1st, 2023.
Ma'am, can I speak on this case?
Yes, Mr. Calhoun, do you have any evidence of payments made to the custodial parent?
Ma'am, I have no gaps in my kids' life. And first of all, two of my
Do you have
boys.
any evidence of payments, sir?
Hold on, Mr. Calhoun. Hold on. Just answer her question, okay? Just answer directly her questions, and then I'll hear something.
Yes, I have evidence of paper. I need time to gather. If y'all don't want to hear from me, then I need to have time to get my.
I definitely want to hear from you, sir. I'm just asking.
Hold on, Mr. Calhoun. You did not say we didn't want to hear from you. I just want you to answer her questions. Then I'll hear anything extra you need to say, okay?
Okay.
Right.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do have evidence.
Okay, and what kind of evidence do you have? I understand you don't have it with you today, but if you were to agree to a continuance, what evidence would you be able to present?
I just had to go back and find receipts. I sent cash outs. It's a lot of ways I send money. And first of all, two of my boys being grown, they 23 and 21. Like, they shouldn't even be on my case. And my 12-year-old, I have never had gaps in his life. Like, how do I owe this much money? Like, where did they get this from? She had closed this case 3 times.
Mr. Calhoun,
she playing with me. Like, I don't understand.
let me interject something. This may stop a whole bunch of stuff later on. You, the non-custodial, both parents, are responsible for their children from the day they're born.
No doubt.
So there's a set amount, and let's say your 21-year-old was set child support must be, let's just say hypothetically, $264 a month. You were responsible to pay that from the day that child was born to the day the child ages out, graduates high school, emancipates, turns 18. Okay. So now hold on. Now, if in between that, I think it's a Sunday, but you're 21-year-old doing that. If in between that time you had missed payments, those payments aren't forgiven just because your child goes and graduates high school and moves on until those 21.
But I went on child support, so how do I have evidence?
Good question, Mr. Calhoun. So let me answer this. Non-custodial parents out there, you are automatically responsible, okay? If the custodial parent goes and says, you know what, he or she's not giving me anything, so I want the state to try to help me get some money because you're not giving me anything. This is what I love to tell all of us non-custodial parents do.
I always give, though. I always give.
Hold on. Look, I got a good story to tell you, Mr. Calhoun, because this is how you ended up. Okay? So, she went and got it. Then you said she closed the case. No such thing, Mr. Calhoun. She closed and she asked the state to stop collecting the money from you. But you still owe that money every single month directly to her.
And I always give.
Wait a minute. So if you say you're not letting me, you're already got what you want to say. You're not listening, Mr. Calhoun. So when she closed the case 3 times, she closes it today, and then all she basically uses the state for to make it too simple is a collection agency. But you were paying through them, and y'all may have started getting a loan. She says, "Okay, I'll take you off that." Wrong verbiage. She should have basically said, I'll stop using the collection agency and you can pay me directly. Now, here's where something there went wrong. She said, okay. You said, well, I kept paying her, Judge. Well, guess what? Probably should have kept yourself paying through the app or through the state, because now your word against her if you gave her money when you weren't paying through child support.
Yeah.
So you gonna say I sent her that, and look, and she may say she didn't give me a penny. So that's why you're gonna have that meeting to show what you paid. If it were me, and maybe I'm a little old school, I'd send a check. So you have that check that's cleared, because Cash App, you know. Anyway, that's what I would do. But so that's how you probably have these arrears. So when she closes it, you still owe. You can your child can be 45, and as long as that case is there, you still owe that money.
So you say I owe her really, even though I ain't never had a gap and I always take care of my kids. Y'all can just say I owe her $45,000 and I gotta pay it.
See, that's what I said, Mr. Kelly. Taking care of your kids is one thing, but from
Your Honor,
there,
if I may,
a monthly payment. So go
Your
ahead.
Honor, if I may try to, can we allow the opportunity for him to present his evidence at a settlement hearing?
Can I speak?
Back in August 2022. So give him the opportunity to present his evidence of payments and go forward from there.
Again, Ms. Starr wants to say something. Go ahead, Ms. Starr.
I don't have, she can go ahead and reset it for him to bring evidence, but I can assure you, Demetri, he contacts my kids for his phone conversation, but financially, Demetri wasn't having. That's why I opened it back up. I did close to give him a chance, but Demetri also told me he wouldn't give me one red cent over the years, and he done exactly that. So if y'all want to reset it and he can bring proof, which I assure you he doesn't have, that's fine too.
So, Mr. Calhoun.
So I just want to jump in right now.
But we're not
We
going
can
to
do it.
Mr. Starr, Ms. Calhoun, Ms. Starr, Ms. Calhoun. We're not going to argue about this back and forth.
That's fine.
He's a good parent. He's not a good parent. He's called and paid.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what Ms. Clark Davis and Ms. Cusick say. We're going to be standing. So go ahead, guys. Go ahead, Ms. Clark Davis.
Okay, Your Honor, we're going to set a settlement conference. Both parties are required to be there so this can be hashed out. It will be a virtual settlement hearing, and they will receive a notice from the state prior to. Ms. Cusick, do you want to do the 9/6 to ensure we can get it on the settlement calendar?
That'd be great. Thank you, Ms. Davis.
Well, wait a minute, Ms. Clark Davis. Let me ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, what if one of them doesn't show up to that settlement conference? Then what?
Then we come back to court and we tell you, we remind you of this conversation. You gave them a continuance to allow both parties to negotiate at the settlement. And one party did not show up, and therefore we can only go on what we have to present to the court.
So then if you were going to want to go forward, because they didn't, you're going to ask me to go forward, right? They had a chance to settle and they didn't. You're going to say,
yes.
It makes sense to me. I hope y'all understand that.
And Mr. Calhoun, there is an email in the chat. If you can please send all of your proof of payments that you've made over the years. You owe $450 every month since the original order was issued until the child emancipates at 18. So go through your payment history, send them over to our office prior to court so that your settlement hearing will be productive, okay? So that we can do all that documentation.
And the first Zoom call, I was trying to be available. I made a call to the child support office. They said they didn't have the email on me, but I had gave them my email.
Okay.
And I asked her to give me the link to get online. She would not give
Okay, well, we're going to give you another opportunity. So you'll be set. You'll have the opportunity to get all of your records together. You'll present them to us and to Ms. Starr for review.
And what do I need to do
come up with
to
a
get
settlement
this
agreement.
right for my son?
Calhoun. Mr. Calhoun, you're not even letting her finish talking.
I'm sorry, man.
Question she made.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Mr. Calhoun. I'm just explaining to you the process so that you have the best opportunity to present your evidence. So collect all of your evidence. Proof of payments is all we need. This is all this court is about, how much you paid to Ms. Starr over the years. Ms. Starr will have the opportunity to review that and refute it or agree to it at the settlement hearing.
Ms. Cusick, let me ask you,
Yes.
Ms. Davis, a question.
Yes,
So,
sir.
how about he brings in like receipts where he bought his kids shoes or clothes? Is that what y'all want to see?
We want to see child support payments. If there are direct people who
Not where he's went to the mall and bought the kids clothes. You don't want to see that. Is that child support?
it is not child support, Your
What
Honor.
about when he took them out to eat lunch? That's child support?
No, Your Honor. That's being a father, Your Honor.
Yeah. What do I need to do? I need a lawyer on this case because we always get. Man,
Mr. Calhoun, you can definitely get a lawyer.
I
That
definitely
is absolutely your
I
option.
definitely. I want a lawyer and I want a jury. I want a
No,
jury.
no, sir, there's no
Like,
jury trial.
this is ridiculous. Like,
You don't have a right to a jury trial in this type of case, and you don't have you have to go hire a lawyer. This is not one where one gets appointed to represent.
oh no, I will hire a lawyer. I will
Okay.
hire a lawyer.
And take that lawyer with your proof of payments to that settlement conference, and maybe that will help. Because there's no jury trial in these cases. Ms. Clark Davis, go ahead.
Your Honor, I sent a direct message to Mr. Calhoun asking, asking him for his email address so that I can make sure that it gets to the right sources. He can also, when he sends his information to Court 120, if he doesn't see the message to me, we'll have his email address, and that will be the one that we use going forward.
So send your email address back to that email. She put in the chat to you directly, Mr. Calhoun. And that's all I'm pretty much hearing from this because you've got all the answers you need. Now, anything else you're going to ask or want to know is probably going to tend to lean in the way of legal advice. So you really need to consult with a lawyer, sir. Okay? But hey, where you've made child support, not taking the kid to lunch, not buying them clothes, not taking them on trips, giving her money every month. This is your money for child support. Okay?
Okay. But how do I go about? So you said, even though my oldest two boys, they grown and they work, they take care of their own self, they file their own taxes, I'm still responsible for them?
No, sir. Once they turn 18, you're no longer responsible for those payments. We're only discussing previous arrears that were owed from the time the child support order was put into place until the children turned 18. That amount.
I'm gonna, Ms. Cusick, I'm going to do one correction right there. It's whatever the order says. If it was 18 or until the children graduate from high school or whatever, if it was a private action, whatever y'all decided. So we just need to verify. So just look at your child support order and it will tell you when your child support ends.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. They going back 8 years. I got all the paperwork from them. They went back 8 years there from today to 8 years ago. My boy's been grown. One of them been grown 5 years. He got to come out. One of them been grown 3 years.
Okay, but
no, hold on.
Okay, so then you know what? This is how.
Hold on. Mr. Calhoun, let me see if I can make this super simple. I'm thinking you're not processing what we're saying. You buy a car, okay? You finance it for 4 years. And that 5th year, you don't have to pay for it because you paid it off. But if in those 4 years, there's car payments you've missed, even if you've owned that car 6, 7, 8 years, they're going to keep coming after you until you pay those car payments that were due during those 4 years. Period. So this is money that you allegedly did not pay your grown children were younger children. Period. So you're not responsible for them from the day they turn 18 and graduate or emancipate high school, like Ms. Clark Davis says, what your order says, forward. This is money you owed back when they were under 18. Period.
No.
Well, then that's what you're going to bring proof of, Mr. Calhoun. I'm done. I've explained it, sir, and I'm being very patient, but you're not processing. That's why you probably should go consult with a lawyer so they can tell you, because she says sometime before those children were grown, you missed payments. That's when you bring your proof, okay? Make sure you put your stuff in the chat, get that email that Ms. Clark Davis sent you.
And then what I do understand, yeah, she's saying I owe some payments when they was young, but it don't go all the way up to now. That's what I'm saying. Like, some of them payments got to be cut back 3, 4 years, 5 years ago. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know she's saying, like, she just opened this case back up, and she said I owe 8 years. like I ain't gave her nothing, which is not true. And part of the 8 years, my boys was grown. So I ain't saying like since they 18 and up, like
How much was the monthly payment, Ms. Court Davis?
some of the payments she said I owe her, I don't owe her. That's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I didn't hear the last question.
How much was his monthly payment? Child support?
His monthly payment on child support is $450.
That's what it was when they were before the children aged out.
That's current
Correct,
support.
but there's still it's current support because there's still a child who's under the age of 18.
So this is all behind on current support?
Yes.
Okay, sir, this is behind on your child that's under 18. So, bring proof, that's all I can tell you, Mr. Scott. That's it, Mr. Scott. I can't explain it. So if you owe arrears, you owe arrears. If you haven't been paying that $450 a month every single month to her, even if she closed that case, then you're behind. Period. So I tell people when they close a case, you still better pay it. I tell non-custodial payments, go back up there to that child support office and say, don't close it, because I want proof that I paid it. And here's the thing, Mr. Scott, see, I muted you because you keep interrupting. But, and the thing is, when she calls you and she says, little Johnny needs shoes, you know what you can say to her, Mr. Calhoun? I'm giving you $450 a month. Go buy little Johnny shoes with that. Because that's for food, shelter, and clothing. And that's it, Mr. Calhoun. That's it. Go to the settlement conference. Bring your proof that you have given, no ma'am, Ms. Starr, that you have given her that $450 a month each and every month since there has been a court order. That's all, it's simple. Okay? Thank you, Mr. Calhoun. Thank you, Ms. Starr. Y'all go to the settlement conference and show up. Thank you. All right.
That's it.
Sean Davis.
We're done for today.
Yes, ma'am. Sean Davis. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm Judge Manning.
Thank you. Mr. Davis, can you raise your right hand for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Swear firm testimony about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am. So help me God.
Go ahead, Ms. Cusick or Ms. Gordon.
Hi, Your Honor. Yes, again, I'm sorry. We have this is a compliance hearing for Mr. Davis. He was ordered to pay a purge of $900 and no payments have been made on that purge.
All right. Go ahead, Mr.
We are asking the court to issue an arrest order at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. Davis, I'll hear from you. Go ahead.
Well, if you take a look, first of all, I put myself on child support. I paid $10,000 last year alone. I just saw someone in November, and I asked you guys, I said, I won't be able to do that, but I can do it over the summer because of the way I work, and my license, you guys keep suspending it, so I can't get to where I need to be on set filming, and I can start paying, but it's going to have to be at a certain time, and I told you guys when, and I was told to ask you guys in court, so I'm only $1,800 behind now. My daughter's 17, and I just paid $10,000 last year. And I put myself on child support.
Right.
And you guys just freed my license up in December. Okay. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You guys, not me. That's a completely different person that takes your life.
I apologize.
That's okay. Your daughter's 17, and I hope you just tried to understand what I told Mr. Calhoun.
No, yeah, absolutely.
So there was a purge set. So all I want to know is of that $900 when you can pay that purge, and you haven't paid anything towards that purge. That is one thing that see the other people. If you heard earlier, Ms. Clark Davis said, "Oh, they've tried and they paid so much towards the purge, and they reset it so they can continue paying."
Well, I was hoping we can reset something for say 9-6 or something like everyone else, because I get a check next month, and I'll be able to actually give $1,000 or $1,500 and make some payments. But I actually told you guys this in December when I was just at the office speaking to Miss, I think, Davis. I just talked to you guys, and you said come to court if you were calling. It wasn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't me. You don't talk to the attorneys when you come to the office. You talk to
I
an
was
agent.
just saying that.
But let me just go ahead and say, Mr. Davis, the state is not going to agree to a continuance on this, and let me tell you why. You owe $225 a month for child support. That is below the minimum wage of $8.36 a day to pay on child support. If you had just been paying $100 a month from your last payment of if you had just been paying $100 a month or something from your last payment, you would be close to having that $900 paid off, and we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. So the state will not agree to a continuance. The court can do whatever the court wants to, but please understand, your current support, had you just paid your current support and ignored the purge payment altogether, you would be finished with we would have given you credit and the purge payment would be finished. The minimum wage order is $264 a month. That's roughly $8.56 a day per child for your 17-year-old daughter to survive on. So the state is not agreeing to a continuance on this. Ms. Cusick, I do apologize for jumping in.
Okay. If I put myself on child support, I let you guys know when I saw you in December. I don't have employment right now, and I won't be able to make the payment until about March or April. You guys told me to talk to the judge when I came in the office. But just ask the young lady that I saw. So I let you guys know what was going on. And then you saw that you guys cut my license. I said, no problem, it's me. Can you reactivate it? And you just cut them back off. And I only had them active for less than 30 days. So how do you guys expect me to even go out if you keep, of course it's me all because of, but again, I put myself on child support. I just paid you $10,000 and asked you in December. I said I won't be able to make any payments. And you said, go ahead and ask the judge. Now you're saying.
One, he's not paying them. He's paying his child support.
You won't help me. And I literally told you.
No. The thing wait, you're saying you paid $10,000. That was a tax intercept. That's an involuntary payment that came in through the state, the federal government taking your money because you had to pay child support.
I put myself on child support. And regardless,
I hear you when you say you put yourself on child support. I literally hear you, and I commend you for doing that. But if you put yourself on child support, then you know that you have a child support payment due. I am so confused as to why you think that you can sign a commitment in December, and then we are here almost in March, and you're like, why did they take my child support? I mean, why did they take my driver's license? You didn't make your commitment from December to pay $225.
Yes, but you're right.
I'm so confused.
But you're right.
Okay, so I'm good. I'm done.
Can I speak? Why are you so angry? Can I please speak 1 second?
Mr. Davis.
That's all I'm asking.
Mr. Davis, I have a question. When's the last time you worked?
The last time I worked was probably February of last year.
Okay, now, straight up, don't go no less.
And
what? Nope.
Nope.
When's the last child support payment you voluntarily made? Not when they intercepted your tax returns, but you voluntarily.
It was probably about March. It's either February or March, if you take a look.
That was last year.
And yes, right then, yes. And also, I put myself. Go ahead, I'm listening.
No, Mr. Davis, hold on. I want you to answer the questions I'm asking, not what you want to respond to, okay? So,
yes, ma'am.
This last February, I mean, where do you live? You live by yourself?
No, I'm homeless, actually. I live with someone. I'm
you live with
literally
somebody.
living with you.
So I bet you need food, you need stuff like that. So whoever you're living with is just keeping you, paying for absolutely everything, and has done that for, well, a year now?
No, I'm on EBT. I'm on assistance, actually.
Okay, but what's kept you from getting a job from February for a year? What has kept you?
Nothing, because my work is seasonal. That's all. And I usually will pay in lump sums. That's all. And my employer will tell you that what I do is roughly seasonal because I'm in the entertainment.
Stop. What is your seasonal job?
I work on movie sets and write songs. It's seasonal. I have a contract with the company.
Okay,
and
stop.
It's only certain months.
Stop. don't need you to describe what it is. It doesn't matter. So
Okay.
then if you only work a season, let's say January to June, and you make a lump payment, so then the custodial parent has to wait after June to get the next year. So you're kind of behind on support. If you paid it ahead of time, that's fine, but you like have to wait 6 months. And you obviously make enough that you got a $10,000 tax return refund.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you? So you obviously make enough money to live off of. So why aren't you working in the off season doing something else? And my favorite, right, Miss Chipotle, they give a sign-on bonus. They give a sign-on bonus, and that kind of work is not beneath anybody because I'm jealous with a big old sign-on bonus. So
Well, how about this?
let you help pay for your college. And I mean, so I don't understand in the off season why because you're still and that you put yourself on there now you even know. So you kind of almost got yourself in this situation because if she didn't put you, if she didn't ask the state to collect for them, you did. You said, hey, I'm gonna pay it for you. Well, now when you're not paying, they know. So they're gonna come and try to get it. So that's the thing. Now you're in a catch-22. But everyone else, you could have just paid that basic support or made some sort of payments, but you haven't done anything. And I venture to guess, as some
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
in the last year you have bought yourself lunch. You have spent money other than what you get from public assistance. You have spent money.
No.
Even if it is to stop and get a Coca-Cola, you put gas in the car when you had you didn't have, no.
I'm gonna tell you how I can't put gas. I can't.
I'm gonna call that one. I just give it to you, Mr. Davis. That right there is a complete lie. That is a complete lie. Because you said when they hadn't suspended your license, you were driving. And then nobody has carried you for an entire year by tending to your every single need. Nobody, because you are not 2 years old. That's about the only time somebody cared to your every single need, Mr. Davis. So what we're gonna do now is talk about and that you haven't worked doing something for an entire year. And guess what? They film over here near the courthouse year round. Year round. Tyler Perry's right down there. What it used to be Fort Gillum. Tyler Perry Studios in Fort Gillum.
I'm not with that company you're
I
on.
don't want you to interrupt me. That's why I put you on mute. So we're going to go forward with this because unless you can tell me why you haven't got temporary housing or temporary jobs or something to fill that gap, it's just not acceptable. As an adult, you can't do that. You have responsibilities, and your responsibilities aren't seasonal. Your responsibilities, especially now since you have a child, are for the rest of your life. Unfortunately. So you saying you can't find a job right now, I'm saying on my way, and I don't live in I could have found 15 jobs. I know I could have got a job at Chipotle on Black Beans and Surf Kentucky. You want what kind of rice you want? Rice? No, I practice. So you can get a job that covers the off season that you said. So what I want to know right now, Ms. Clark Davis is going to, if she has anything else to say, we'll give you a chance to respond, and then I'm just going to issue an order. So go ahead, Ms. Clark Davis, present your son. Oh, you're on mute, Ms. Clark Davis.
Your Honor, I have a question for our PAC coordinator.
Okay.
Ms. Jordan, would Mr. Davis qualify for PAC?
He would qualify, but I definitely would need for him to come in for an initial assessment.
If the court is willing to continue this to 3:15 to confirm that Mr. Davis has come in, and then hopefully she can get him a job.
So, wait a minute.
It's not seasonal.
Right. Ms. Jordan, So if you do that, you gonna help him find a job.
Oh, yes, ma'am. We have some upcoming job fairs right now. So he definitely
And,
want to contact me and get set up.
and what you gonna, it's gonna help with his license.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
So you
Yes, sir.
are gonna do all that for Mr. Davis.
Yes, the PAC program will do all of that for Mr. Davis.
Fantastic. God, Ms. Jordan, I need a job, I'm gonna call you too, okay? Find out the details about Chipotle baseball. There you go, Mr. Davis. Take yourself off.
Your Honor, this.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, thank you. May I finally say something?
Hold
Can I
on.
say anything?
Let me just say what we're asking for so he'll know. The state is asking for, would ask for an amended an amended contempt order with a compliance hearing of 315. The purge would remain at $900 for him to be assessed for PAC by March the 1st. And if he would need to contact Ms. Jordan to make sure that all of that happens. If he's accepted into the program, he will not have to appear on March the 15th.
So as long as he gets in touch with Miss Jordan and does everything he needs to do by March the 1st, he doesn't need to show up. But he has to cooperate with Miss Jordan, not just leave her a voicemail. But Miss Jordan, he's got to actually meet with you and y'all talk about
Yes, Your Honor.
I think I understand now. And Mr. Davis, the only words, because I've been hearing you, I want to hear out of your mouth is a response to, are you going to meet with Miss Jordan before March the 1st and join the PAC program so she can get you employment that is not seasonal and get you off of people's county?
Well, since you guys don't want to hear anything else from me, no
I
problem.
did, sir. I heard you. You said you've been unemployed. What else have you been unemployed and you get paid
But
seasonal?
Your Honor, I also have evidence. Oh, am I loud? Am I too loud for you, Your Honor?
Here's the thing, that all we're here about today is that you owe money. So if you have evidence, it should be that you paid. That's money's all we care about today.
But what I want to understand what you're saying. So you're saying by March I should have paid you guys the extra $1,000? I'm trying to get a gist. Or by March I should have a sit down.
Maybe I need to tell him what the PAC program is.
Yes.
So the PAC program is
the
a parent accountability program. You will no longer be coming to this court with Judge Manning. You will be going to court with Judge Brasher. The program monitors you to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do, which is pay child support. How they do that is by also assisting you to get a job, or if you don't have certain skills, they can put you in a program for that. They'll also help you with any mental health issues you may be having. It's a plethora of things that are going on. However, you are monitored by the court to pay your child support. So you will stay in the program until the court releases you from the program. You'll meet with Ms. Jordan initially, and then you will be in contact with her either once a week, once every other week, something like that. And you'll go to court once a month with Judge Brasher. Once you're back on the right track, Judge Brasher releases you from the program, and you go on and continue to pay the $225 until your child graduates or emancipates, turns 18. If you fail to follow the program, then you'll come back here to Judge Manning, and I will ask for an arrest order for your failure to appear in the and do what you were supposed to do in the PAC program.
What else is it clear, Mr.
But it's a choice. It's a choice. You don't have to do it. You can pay the $900 today, or
Well, who knows? I might come to the PAC program with the $900 and not have to deal with that. That'll work too as well.
Well, then
correct?
you wouldn't be in the. So, Your Honor, then maybe what I need to do is, rather than do an amendment
Because I'll just borrow.
go ahead
If I could just borrow it, because
continuance.
Go ahead.
I'll do a continuance to March the 15th. And if he meets with Ms. Jordan and wants to go into the program, Ms. Jordan will send me an order. If he chooses to bring in the $900, then he's done with this part of the court hearing. I think that would be the easier way to do.
I think it would as well, because after I'm done with this, I definitely want to get a
Agree.
lawyer, because you guys first and foremost do a great job trying to help, but I think here's so many crazy people with nonsense stories. You're kind of hard on the good guys. But thank you for your help in the PAC program was an olive branch, and I thank you, because I completely understand you could issue a warrant right now, but you guys aren't completely. You don't have time to listen to the just, and I appreciate your time. I'll just leave it at that. So thank you. Can you tell me where I need to be and what time? We'll just leave it at that. And could I bring a lawyer with me there if I need to? Maybe you guys will listen to
May I
a
answer,
lawyer
Your Honor?
and they'll speak
May
for
I
me.
answer?
Okay, yeah, Ms. Jordan, let me say something. If you bring a lawyer and your lawyer is saying everything you're saying, you would be in jail.
Well, my lawyer is smarter than me, correct? That's why I would be hiring me.
Lawyer, because right now,
So that's why I would hire someone smarter than me.
here is what your lawyer would do. Ms. Clark Davis, can he get into the PAC program? Because that lawyer would know today you would go to jail.
Okay.
I mean, this law is pretty cut and dry. So a lawyer would help you negotiate with them to get what Ms. Clark Davis and Ms. Jordan just gave you. That's it.
As you see, I said thank you very much. I was first and foremost said thank you, to both of you guys.
All right, so
Because
Mr. Davis,
I understand.
thank
but
you.
There's
This
still
is
some
hearing
points like
we have Mr. Matt over here who's waiting patiently. He may need to go to work and do something. So get that information, say your last word to Ms. Jordan, and then we'll move on to Mr. Matt.
Yes, Your Honor, my information is over in the chat, and Mr. Davis can go ahead and contact me via phone or email, and I'll reach out to him.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan. Position 23. Mr. Matt, you take yourself off mute.